Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Renee Barela Gutierrez, and I will be the hearing officer for today's hearings. It is August the 5th. It's 4:01. So we have a couple items on the agenda, so we'll go ahead and start with the first item. Alex, if you would present the first item, please.
Yes, ma'am. Item 2A on the agenda is request from alumni engagement at St. John's College for a waiver of the 300-foot location restriction and approval to allow the dispensing/consumption of alcoholic beverages at St. John's College, 1160 Camino de Cruz Blanco. The request is for the St. John's College alumni welcome reception and homecoming dance to be held on Friday, September 13th, 2024, with alcohol service from 5:30 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. and Saturday, September 14th, 2024, with alcohol service from 8:30 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m.
Thank you, Alex. And who do we have on behalf of the applicant this afternoon?
Hi, my name's Kira Howard.
Hi, Kira. Welcome.
Thank you.
I did have the opportunity to take a look at the application, and I don't have any questions at this time. Before you speak, I'm going to ask that the court clerk swear you in.
Kira, if you'll please raise your right hand, state your name and your address.
Kira Howard, 126 Sombrio Drive, Santa Fe, 87501.
Do you solemnly declare and affirm that the testimony you have in reference to this item shall be the truth and nothing but the truth, and do this under the penalties of perjury?
I do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. I didn't have any questions specifically on the application. Kira, do you have anything that you'd like to add to it at this time?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay. It looked complete. It's a special dispenser permit, and it looked like everything was listed in there that you needed. Is there anybody, Alex, is there anybody here that wanted to speak to this application, or did we receive any written comments with regarding this application?
There is currently nobody in the waiting room and no written comments were received on this request.
Okay. Thank you. Well, then, that being the case, Kira, I will prepare a written hearing officer's report, and that will go on to the governing body for their consideration.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for attending the meeting.
Thank you. Do I go now?
You're free to leave. Thank you for attending.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Alrighty, moving on to the next item on the agenda. Alex, if you would present item 2B.
Yes, ma'am. Item 2B on the agenda is request from Montecito Santa Fe Guest Members Club Incorporated for the following. Number one, pursuant to section 60-6B-10 NMSA 1978, consideration of a waiver of the 300-foot location restriction to allow the sale of alcohol at Montecito Santa Fe Guest Members Club, 500 Rodeo Road, which is within 300 feet of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, located at 410 Rodeo Road. And number two, if the waiver of the 300-foot location restriction is granted, consideration of a request for a club nonprofit liquor license with on-premises consumption and patio service to be located at Montecito Santa Fe Guest Members Club, 500 Rodeo Road.
Thank you very much. And who do we have on behalf of this application this afternoon?
Good afternoon. My name is Edgar Ortiz.
Hello, welcome. Mr. Ortiz, I'm going to ask that the court clerk swear you in.
Okay.
Mr. Ortiz, do you have the capability to turn your camera on?
Sure.
Thank you. If you could please raise your right hand and state your name and your address.
Edgar Ortiz, address 500 Rodeo Road, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87507.
Do you solemnly declare and affirm that the testimony you have in reference to this item shall be the truth and nothing but the truth, and do this under the penalties of perjury?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. I had the opportunity to review the application. I don't have any specific questions. I'll note that there is a request on the 300-foot waiver because you're close to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'll start with that. Alex, did we receive? I'll note that in the packet there was a letter sent to the church notifying them of this hearing. Alex, did we receive any written comments, or is there anybody that would like to address that portion of the application?
No written comments were received on this request, and there is currently nobody in the waiting room.
Okay. The second part of the application, Mr. Ortiz, is for a club nonprofit liquor license. And everything there looked in order. I don't have any questions. Do you have anything that you want to add at this time?
No, thank you very much.
Okay. And Alex, I'm guessing we don't have anybody on this portion of that either.
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ortiz, I will prepare a written hearing officer report, and that will be sent off to the governing body for consideration at their next available meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Of course. Take care.
All righty. Next item on the agenda, Alex, would you present item 2C?
Yes, ma'am. Item 2C on the agenda is request from New Mexico Hard Cider LLC for a wine grower off-site location liquor license, second location, to be located at Time Travelers Gastropub, 907 West Alameda Street, Unit B.
All right, who do we have on behalf of this application?
It's Craig Moya.
Okay, thank you. Again, I'm going to ask that the court clerk swear you in.
Mr. Moya, can you turn your camera on?
I don't know, I was trying and it wouldn't.
Okay, no worries. Just raise your right hand. There you go. If you'll raise your right hand and state your name and address, please.
Craig Moya, 1884 Candela, San Francisco, 87501.
Do you solemnly declare and affirm that the testimony you have in reference to this item shall be the truth and nothing but the truth, and do this under the penalties of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moya. I did review your application. I don't have any specific questions. Do you have anything that you want to add at this time?
I don't.
Okay. Alex, did we receive any written comments, or do we have anybody that would like to speak to this application?
No written comments were received on this request, and there is currently nobody in the waiting room.
Okay. Mr. Moya, I'll note that there will be a couple of conditions placed on the approval of this application as it moves forward. One is that you obtain all necessary permits and licenses and comply with fire, building, and land use codes. The second is that you comply with all city ordinances. Do you have any objection to compliance with those two requirements?
No.
Okay. I'll note that you will agree to comply with those. I will prepare a written hearing officer report, and that will be forwarded to the governing body for consideration at their next available meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks. You guys have a good afternoon.
You too. Being that we don't have any further items on the agenda, we'll proceed to adjourn this meeting. It's 4:09 p.m.